is international. I am Dr. Omar Naseeb, Chair of its Health Committee. I have the honor of introducing tonight's Master of Ceremonies, Farad Khan. Farad Khan is an educator for many years, administrator with the Office of Language and Culture, collaborated with academic institutions along with the community organization, including faith-based organizations. Established and managed the only multicultural resource. Ladies and gentlemen, please have your seats. We're about to begin our program.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is now time for all of you to take a seat. It would be greatly appreciated. We're about to start a program and we have several guests on the agenda. So if you could all take a seat, please. Thank you.
I will now introduce tonight's Master of Ceremonies, Farad Khan. Farad Khan, as you know, is an administrator with the Office of Language and Culture, collaborated with academic institutions along with community organization, including faith-based organizations. Established and managed the only multicultural resource center for the Chicago Public Schools. Served on the advisory board of the Oriental Institute of the University of Chicago. Spearheaded and co-authored the South Asian Resource Guide. Facilitated the Lahore City Proposal, member of the Lahore Committee since its inception. She managed and facilitated several projects, including promoting cultural awareness and facilitating professional development for teachers, parents, and administrators. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome tonight's Master of Ceremonies, Honorable Farad Khan.
I will give everybody a couple more minutes to have a seat before we start our program.
Hey Bart, where are you sitting?
So, before we begin this evening's program, I would like for all of you to stand up and have a moment of silence for two of our very beloved committee members, members of the community, Hamidullah Khan and Farad Khan. Please stand up and have a moment of notice. Silence, please. Thank you. I also would like to take a moment of gratitude for all first responders, healthcare professionals, many of you are here tonight. We owe you a debt of gratitude for your unwavering commitment, steadfastness during the most disconcerting and jarring times. On behalf of the Lahore Committee, a heartfelt gratitude. The Rumi said, there will come a time when you believe everything is finished. That will be the beginning. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and assalamu alaikum. To say that it is such a pleasure and privilege to see all of you here tonight would be the understatement of all time. We faced a fierce, formidable, and unpredictable foe, and uncertainty was the order of the day. But just as the poet said, it was not the end, but a new beginning. We indeed stand on the commencement of a new beginning, still a little apprehensive, but with great anticipation. And while we grieve our losses, we look forward to new beginnings, a fresh start, a new day, Instead of looking back at what was, we look forward to new possibilities. The Lahore Committee of the Chicago Sister Cities International is honored, privileged, and proud to be part of this new beginning by celebrating the holy month of Ramadan with you all once again. Ramadan is a time for reflection, introspection, and connecting with the divine. It is a time to contemplate, meditate, and rejuvenate spiritually, but it is also the time to celebrate who we are as a people, as a community, and members of the global family. It has never been more salient, more pertinent, and more apropos than this year to reach out to our extended human family and community, for we all traversed the same ruling road together. Loyalties, friendships, honesty, and truth, along with thousands of innocent lives, became collateral damage on this dark and veiled journey, and not everyone was fortunate enough to cross the rivers of trials and tribulations. But our presence here bears witness to our tenaciousness and resolve. That is a reason to celebrate. Have a blessed Ramadan. Shakh mein sabza dhoop mein saya aaya. Shakh mein sabza dhoop mein saya aaya. Raat ko chhukar din ka jhonka वापस आया. Thank you very much. I also have the pleasant task of introducing our chair of the Lahore Committee. So Michael Jordan said, some people want to happen, some people want it to happen, some wish it would happen, others make it happen. This gentleman falls into the last category. He makes it happen. And he makes it happen with his quiet determination and his grace under fire demeanor. He does not seek accolades, and yet he can boast of more than a few. He was elected the president of Chicago Medical Society. Other honors include Congressman Danny Davis's Multicultural, Multi-Ethnic Coalition Award, 2020 Physician Lifetime Achievement Award, 2022 Physician Hero Award presented by Aetna Health Plan, and in 2023, Ed Lilly Physician Hero Award presented by Congressman Danny Davis, Raja Krishnamurthy, Delia Ramirez, and Jonathan Jackson. You still have room on your shelf? He's a distinguished member of the Pakistani American community. His support and service to the Pakistani American community is unwavering and consistent. He's an ostensive definition of walking softly. However, I'm not sure if he carries a big stick. What he does have is a kind heart, an empathetic disposition, and willingness to help. As a previous trustee of the Chicago Public Schools, he provided leadership in many key areas, more specifically with the Students' Health and Vision initiatives. He spearheaded the Eyeglass for Children program. Prior to this program, it took an exceedingly long time for students to get glasses. Healthy Children Learn Better was another noteworthy program initiated by him to ensure the students' healthcare needs were addressed. As the chair of the Lahore Committee of the Chicago Sister Cities International, he spearheaded myriad projects, including tonight's festivities, which is an annual highlight for the Lahore Committee. During the grievous and dark times of the pandemic, he, along with his better half, Dr. Rizwana Lowell, give her a hand, established testing and vaccination sites for not only the Pakistani American community, but all those who sought help. He continues to reach out across social, racial, religious, cultural, linguistic, and ethnic boundaries to help create a better world. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure and honor to present the guy who makes it happen, the most esteemed Dr. Tariq Bhatt.
Thanks, and thank you to our Secretary of the Chicago Sister City Board, Ms. Farah Khan. Let's give her a round of applause. Good evening, and Honorable Consul General of Pakistan, of Islamic Republic of Pakistan, Tariq Karim Saab, and First Lady of Chicago in Pakistan, Ms. Asma Tariq. And we also have Consul General of the People's Republic of Bangladesh. So thank you all for coming. This room looks so beautiful and so wonderful. It's so great to see when people come together and enhance our celebration of Ramadan. So, and I do have distinguished guests. I'll get to that. So this is my duty to make sure that I acknowledge them ahead of time. Our chief guest, Michael Cabanardi, can you stand up, please? The great appointment by President Joe Biden to Health and Human Services Administrator for Region 5, which includes Indiana, Michigan, Illinois, Wisconsin, and Ohio, right? So I wanted to make sure I remember all of them. Thank you very much for honoring us with your presence. And also Chris Kagi, our County Assessor. We like to keep making sure that everybody gets the fair assessment. He works very, very hard every day. So thank you for coming and joining us for this celebration. Also, I have Commissioner of Water Reclamation, Mr. Dan Pogorzewski. I just wanted to do it right, sir. So, and also Mo brought him, and that's wonderful. And I'll continue to acknowledge our guests, and you all are here. That's very important as well. I'll go down the list of guests in a little bit. So, once I asked a bird, how is that you fly in this gravity of darkness? And she responded, love lifts me. That's my office. And that's what lifts us all. And that's what lifted us all in the pandemic. That was love for each other and what we can do for each other. And a lot of things happened during that time. And we were not able to come in person for the last 3 years, since 2019. So 2023 has brought us together, and we are very thankful to God that this has happened. And Lahore Committee of Chicago Sister City has always been instrumental and continue to serve its mission when we were not able to meet and greet in person. We still did a lot of things during that time to make sure, first of all, safety and security of life was important. So we really wanted to make sure that we work hard to make sure we vaccinate and provide education to everybody in collaboration with Chicago Medical Society, and Ted Kenneleckus is here, who's our executive director. That was a great task, and I'm very happy, as Ms. Farah Khan mentioned about my wife Rizwana. She worked very hard every day to make sure that COVID-19 vaccines are delivered. And those were delivered by Umera DHL, sitting in the corner, IDPH director, regional director. Every day she brought those vaccines. I know thousands of people were lining up every single day in mosques, in temples, in mandirs, in churches, in synagogue. Every place of worship, every community really was able to receive COVID-19 vaccines safely and securely. So that was a great task. And Chicago Medical Society was behind that as well. We preserved, persisted, and weathered the impact of the pandemic. I'm pleased to say that despite all those challenges, what was accomplished during that time? So Chicago Sister City was able to have Discover Lahore program. That was September 29, 2022. That was, of course, still done through the technology, because that was important to keep everybody safe. We didn't want those folks to fly from Lahore. And a lot of things were discussed, including cooperation between Lahore and Chicago to enhance our health and technology sector, which is very, very important. Also, we wanted to make sure that diplomacy and communication is done at the public level. Citizens to citizens diplomacy is the most important thing that we should really always promote. I mean, there's nothing more powerful than talking to each other rather than talking about each other. So that's what we do at Chicago System. That was a very successful program. and we had a lot of, we had presence from the Consul General also in that program. One other noteworthy project was that this book, as you can see, in a house in Lahore. Hazel Khan, was born to Jewish physician parents in Lahore in 1939. They migrated in 1933 to escape what Nazis were doing to Jewish people at that particular point in time. And they made it Lahore their home because it's a beautiful city. It, it accommodates everybody. They came during 1933, and they stayed there during World War II. And her father kept writing memoirs. And Hazel was born and raised in Lahore, and she left Lahore in 1972. And she said to me that I'm going to really write my memoirs of my dad. Those are important, that's an important task of my life. And we said, we will help you do that. She was surprised that when we offered and extended our help to her. But now I have this book, and I think I will encourage everybody to read Growing Up Jewish in Pakistan. It's a great book about, what Pakistan offers and what culture Lahore offers to everyone. Also, I want to say our meeting was facilitated between Chicago, Lahore, and also Chamber of Commerce with the Ambassador of Pakistan, Masood Khan Saab, to make sure that we continue to work and have a trade relationship with Chicago, Midwest, and United States of America. Lahore Committee is also looking forward to a hosting group of writers, artists, and performers at the end of the summer to showcase and highlight the rich and vibrant art and culture of Pakistan and the United States, and how both countries are friends with each other. So Pakistan and America have long-lasting friendship, and Lahore is the gateway to friendship with Pakistan and other parts of the world. As you know, we have 29 sister cities. Indian Congress is here. Our, they are a special friend. I'll do that. So, Indian Congress, where are you? Let's give them a round of applause, and all the sister city folks. So they made it happen. Everything I'm talking about, even tonight, they are the ones. I think that, and her team, and I'll recognize each one of them in a minute. So also we are so, I think that probably, I don't want to be between, I think it's very little time between Iftar and, what I'm saying right now. It will not become important for you in a second. But I think I want to acknowledge also our other special guests, Samantha Nugent, Alderwoman of 39th Ward. She's here. And then, my former state rep and city treasurer, Melissa Arvid, she's always there. She always honors us with her presence. She's a lovely person, and I think that she'll go a long way. As you can see, she is an amazing established person. And Alderman Jason Irwin, let me stand up, please, sir. Yeah. Alderman Jason Irwin, I have my clinic in his ward, and I really enjoy his friendship and cooperation to continue to provide those services in his ward, and also his support. We really enjoyed that. And now, without any delay, because I know my guests have to go somewhere else, and I have to hit it in mess, but I'll clear it out.
That's it.
And before any further. To Melissa Arvid, City Treasurer, thank you for coming, and here is the podium. Thank you.
I have to move the mic. Good evening. Good evening. Okay, all right, good evening, everyone. Thank you so much, Dr. Butts, for that wonderful introduction. As mentioned, I am Melissa Years Urban, and I am so humbled yet proud to be the city treasurer of Chicago. And certainly this evening I am humbled to have my husband this evening join me. This is our dinner date in celebration of Ramadan, Alderman Jason Irvin of the 28th Ward. As Dr. Butt said, we are here each and every year. I'm just glad post-pandemic that we can come together again for such a joyous occasion. I certainly miss this event, and my husband and I are always here. So thank you again for extending an invitation to us. I just wanted to say, as Chicago City Treasurer, how important it is to me to be here with you as we celebrate the end of Ramadan, which is the holy month of fasting and spiritual renewal for Muslims worldwide. And really thank you to the Lahore Committee of Chicago Sister Cities International for this moving and inspirational celebration. And I would definitely like to extend my best wishes to the Muslims that are here today and all across Chicago. The Muslim faith has been welcomed here as mosques around the city and suburbs have again celebrated Ramadan with centuries-old call to prayer. I hope that your observance for the period of fasting was meaningful and joyous, that your emphasis on self-discipline, worship, clarity, and reading of the Holy Quran improved patience, humility, and spirituality, and that it provided a better understanding of the plight faced by those who are less fortunate, and offered a time to reflect spiritually and help those in need and less fortunate. I'd like to express my own gratitude and reason for having celebrated this past month. Muslims have really been a part of the fabric of America for over 400 years, since they arrived, like my ancestors, on ships as slaves. And I always say that we are all brothers and sisters. They have contributed, amen. Muslims have contributed to every part of our city and country, making investments in medicine, science, engineering, economics, sports, education, law, and so many others. And now the traditional breaking of the fast, the Iftar, that has been celebrated countless times in Chicago, will commence shortly at dusk. And I'd like to give a special shout out, as I spoke about many industries that the Muslim community has been intricate in. I want to also mention the finance industry. A lot of people ask me, as my role as city treasurer, what exactly does that mean? Obviously, people know that it means something with money, but not necessarily know what it means. Well, I consider myself the personal banker of the residents of Chicago. So my job is to protect taxpayers' dollars and to invest it to make more money. Well, I'd certainly like to give a shout out to one of the co-hosts for this evening, Tariq Malhans. Where is Tariq now? Back there. Tariq Malhans. And speaking about the Muslim community, the work that Tariq has done with me in the Chicago Treasurer's Office. When Tariq retired from the city of Chicago, I told him, you cannot retire from me. So he has certainly been an integral part for me and my team, and I just want to thank you all for what you do each and every day to make this city great, and certainly to all of my friends that have joined as well, the elected officials. I know they were already introduced, but I am glad to be here, and I look forward to enjoying the breaking of the fast with you. Thank you.
So we would like Mariam to come from Chicago Sister Cities to read Mayor Lori Lightfoot's message for this wonderful evening. Thank you, Maria. Give her a round of applause.
Dear friends, on behalf of the City of Chicago, I am honored to welcome all those gathered for the Iftar dinner hosted by the Lahore Committee of Chicago Sister Cities International and General Counsel Tariq Karim. Ramadan is a holiday of reflection and fasting, as well as friendship and community, and brings together people within their communities throughout the city and around the world. I am proud that tonight's Iftar dinner provides us the opportunity to celebrate the holiday and recognize the many contributions that Chicago's Muslim and Pakistani communities have made to the economic, cultural, and civic life of our city. Chicago has a long relationship with the people of Pakistan, enjoying a strong sister city relationship with Lahore since 2007. We greatly value these relationships, and I hope they continue to grow for years to come. I congratulate and commend the Lahore Committee of Chicago Sister Cities International on hosting another wonderful Iftar dinner. I hope your event is memorable and enjoyable. Best wishes for continued success. Sincerely, Mayor Lori E. Lightfoot. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Maria, and thank you, Mayor Lori Lightfoot. She did a great service for 4 years serving Chicago's mayor. So let's give her a round of applause. Maybe, first I want to acknowledge Riyadh Kazmi is here, Anna Valencia, city clerk, and she couldn't attend today. We just may have left, but I just wanted to make sure we acknowledge that and we acknowledge it. So we would like to ask if there are only 3 minutes between food and remarks. So Mr. Friskady, would you like to come and let's give a round of applause to Mr. Friskady. County Assessor,
Thank you, Tariq, and thank you, everyone. Assalamu alaikum. I know you have been fasting and you're ready to eat, so I won't be long. I just wanted to thank all of the hard work that went into this event tonight. Tariq, both Tariqs, as well as Farhat, and Adrienne and all the other members of the committee. I would not be here on this earth but for my parents' mutual interest in Islam. My father was a fellow at the Oriental Institute and taught at the University of Chicago, taught history. He began studying the history of the Eastern Roman Empire in Greece, but he developed an interest in learning Arabic when he was in his 30s. And he was at Harvard's Institute in Washington when he was introduced to my mother, who had been one of the first Peace Corps volunteers under President Kennedy in Tunisia. And that mutual interest in Islam is literally how I came to be. So it's fitting that we celebrate tonight. And really, my parents were so interested in the melange of culture and transmission that crosses borders, across countries, across the world. And so the celebration that we have here tonight is so great, especially the Sister Cities. Behind every Sister Cities committee is a story of some remarkable people who helped make it happen. I've been on a Sister Cities committee. I know the hard work it goes into bringing people together, to raising money, to volunteering time, to coordinating, to being committed over time to build this thing. And I just want to celebrate here tonight. We should all look at each other and have thanks for how we have built social capital through the Lahore Sisters Committee, persisting through all the struggles of the pandemic, all the ups and downs of prejudice and dislocation, to bring us ever upwards. We're more needed than ever, so we should all celebrate each other. So let's give a hand to all the people who helped make it happen. I'm Fritz Kagi, I'm your Cook County Assessor, and I want you to know that you have a friend here, and I'm really honored to be with you here tonight, especially to celebrate the powerhouses who put this together: Dr. Butt, Tariq Malhans, Farhad Khan, Adrian, and everyone else in the committee. Thank you, and enjoy the peace of Ramadan tonight.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
I want to introduce Salman Iftar, who's going to be leading and recite recitation of the Quran and the Azan.
Assalamu alaikum, peace be on all of you. Thank you so much for coming here. I would like to thank my three mentors, Dr. Tariq Bird, Dr. Farhad Khan, and Tariq Malhans for hosting this event. Please give them a big applause. I'm going to call the prayer, we call it Adhan, which is like call to prayer, just like the church bells in the churches, in Catholic churches, and Shema in the Jewish synagogue. So this is called Adhan. It means God is great. God is the only one that we pray to. Muhammad is his prophet, last prophet. And come to prayer, come to prayer, come to the right path, come to the right path. God is great, God is great. I believe it's time right now. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. Ashhadu anna Muhammadar Rasulullah. Ashhadu anna Muhammadar Rasulullah. Hayya ala salah. Hayya ala salah. Hayya ala falah. Hayya ala falah. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. La ilaha illallah. You can break your fast now. Jazakallah. So there are two stations for the food, one on your right and one on your left. So please make a line. And for prayer, there is a place upstairs, second floor. Unfortunately, we don't have the prayer sheets right now, so you have to use either your scarves or your jackets or coats. Yeah. And you can sit down as well. There are chairs available as well. Thank you so much.
यहीं पे खड़े रहिए, इधर देखिएगा, थोड़ा इधर, इसके पास आ जाए, थोड़ा बीच में टर्न करें, सीधा, थोड़ा और इधर, यस। थोड़ा सा उधर देखिएगा, सिर्फ नहीं, फेस इधर ही रखें, नहीं इधर, सिर्फ आंखें उधर। थैंक यू सो मच, थैंक यू। अच्छा, बैनर नहीं, वो तो से ही है।
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. أنتم أشد خلقا من السماء بناها رفع سمكها فسواها وأغطش ليلها وأخرج ضحاها والأرض بعد ذلك دهاها أخرج منها ماءها ومرعاها والجبال أرساها متاعا لكم ولأنعامكم فإذا جاءت الطامة الكبرى يوم يتذكر الإنسان ما سعى وبرزت الجحيم لمن يرى فأما من طغى وآثر الحياة الدنيا فإن الجحيم هي المأوى وأما من خاف مقام ربه ونهى النفس عن الهوى فإن الجنة هي المأوى يسألونك عن الساعة أيان مرساها فيما أنت من ذكراها إلى ربك منتهاها إنما أنت منذر من يخشاها كأنهم يوم يرونها لم يلبثوا إلا عشية أو ضحاها صدق الله العظيم.
एक माइक Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Very nice. देखना मैं इधर खड़ा हूँ। एक माइक मैं तो देखिएगा परफेक्ट ब्यूटीफुल थैंक यू सो मच व्हाट्सएप